Hey, what's up fellas? Mario here, and welcome to a game called Imago Dirge. Now, if this awesome title screen with the really awesome music didn't catch your attention already, this is a game about one day where you wake up and you find out that you are a horrifying monster. I'm interested in this actually. This game looked really amazing to me. You wake up to darkness. Your body feels stiff and heavy. You cannot move. Something feels wrong. Very, very wrong. Go back to sleep. I'm curious. What happens if we just go back to sleep? You really don't want to deal with this right now. Your exhaustion wins over you as you drift back to sleep. And sleep you did. For a very, very long time. Ending 1, failed reputation. Well, that's our first ending already in the first 30 seconds. Okay, let's actually try something. Move my hands. You start small, trying to move your fingers. As you twitch your fingers, you feel them come to contact with something. It's rigid, but thin, paper-like. It breaks with a sickening crack as you forcefully curl your fingers into a fist. You finally feel the air hitting your fingers, a cold morning air against your wet hands, making you shiver. It is only then that you realize that you couldn't breathe. You try to inhale, but there's only water in your lungs. You panic. Okay, we wake up and we struggle. You struggle with your whole body trying to claw your way out. You force your body to move, each motion followed by a horrendous ripping sound. You struggle with your whole body trying to claw your way out. You struggle, you keep struggling. There's nothing else to do but struggle. Thankfully, your struggle proves to be fruitful. You break free from the mysterious membrane, the air finally filling your lungs. Those first few breaths hurts like hell, but you're breathing, and you're alive. You feel the cold morning air hit your wet body. It's cold. And as your eyes adjust to the light, you see your hands underneath you, a mass of red with little pieces of skin hanging onto them. You feel acid rising into your throat. You stumble out of the bed clumsily, like a fawn learning to stand for the first time, and you drag your body to the bathroom. Is that a mirror? You puke into the sink. No, it's a mirror. Sink. Disoriented and disgusted, you close your eyes for a moment before you hear knocking from the bedroom door. Oh God. Rise and shine, sleepyhead. It's your mom, waking you up as she usually does. You know what? I'd like to imagine that my parents would help me. Desperate for her help, you scramble for the door. You quickly walk toward the door, all the while trying to tell her what had happened. Your hand is hovering over the door handle when you realize that no voice has left your mouth. You halt, instinctively touching your face. Only realizes your mouth can no longer vocalize like it used to. Oh, come on now. You hear the door open. You slam back shut with all the force in your body, but it's too late. What? What the heck is that? What happened? Oh, no. Oh God, what did I do to deserve this? What's happening? No. Our child. A monster? No. Among sobbing noises, you hear your dad rising from his seat and coming closer. He tries the doorknob once and then twice. You do your best to keep it shut. Hey, open up! Open the door before I... Can that mice? Who's micey? That thing even understand us? Ouch. Being called a thing by your own little sister kinda hurts, actually. Open up before I knock this door down. You hear him walk away before running back and slam the door trying to get it open. Oh, it's not how it looks, father. You do your best to keep that door closed, but he slams away in anyway. It's hard to tell whether it's the fear or the aftershock of the impact that leaves your head ringing. That thing, that's not my son. The heck is this? You stumble backwards trying to scamper away, but he grabs you anyway. What did you do to my son? You struggle against his grab. What did you do to him? I respect the absolute, if I'm being very honest, I respect how ballsy you are to some horrific creature where your child's supposed to be, and your first instinct is, I'm going to grab this thing and threaten it. I'm impressed. Perhaps it's the panic, perhaps it's the fear. You frickin' vermin, you! But your newborn hands barely scratch the surface of his skin. I'll kill you. Is that my brother? Surprised at just his words, his hands faltered, and you free yourself from his grasp. You take this chance to scamper away and hide in the bed. What do you mean? This is his skin? There's no blood or anything, so is that... That's your dad, You watch as your dad, the piece of skin on your bed. You hear the rustling sound as he takes the last remnants of that, human with the sorrow in his eyes, drags himself out of the room. No, my son. My poor poor son. What happened to him? My son, he's gone. He's really gone. So that really is. She closed the door behind her, for the muffled cries start beyond the door. Ah. Cool. You carefully inch closer to the door, hoping to eavesdrop on the conversation. But all you can hear is just incoherent cries. And then finally, quiet. You hear quiet rustling here and there. Enthusiastic clinks of silverware, followed by some awkward mumbling. A series of footsteps. Did you grab a knife to come kill me? A series of footsteps coming closer and closer. You quit, this game is dark. You quickly move away from the door, preparing for the worst. Oh, a set of hand holding a plate of food appears. Hey, I'm guessing you wouldn't want to eat with us after all that. So I guess I'll just leave this here. You're too sweet, sister. Her words trail off awkwardly as she closed the door behind her. You're quite shuffling and mumbling from outside the door, the air heavy with tension. It is not long till you hear the rattle and click of the front door. Do you find that you can finally breathe a sigh of relief? Oh, wow, we actually lived that. Who would have thought? Let's see what we can do. Sleep it off, leave the room, do some work, I guess. Examine the food, check for injuries. He didn't do me too bad. I am curious, but if we just sleep it off, do we just get ending 1 again? No, there's not much else to do here. You're too tired to deal with any of this. Crash to the bed with a heavy thud. Maybe this is all a bad dream. You know that, of course. This feels way too real to be one, but you can only hope. But who knows? Maybe if you wish hard enough, you'll wake up normal again. You awake to the sound of your door opening. You watch his youthful hand peek through the slit on the door, picking up the leftover food that she left for you early this morning. You get out of the bed. The rustling sound informs her of your presence. She halts for a moment, but peeks in, after hearing nothing else for a few seconds. Oh geez, I saved that on accident. So, you do understand us still. Yeah, I saved the picture though. Well, that makes sense. And at least you can still understand me when I talk. But no speaking? Do I have a mouth? I can't really see how I looked. You shake your head, awkwardly pointing at your mouth, opening and closing a few times. Well, yeah. That makes sense, I guess. Oh. She walks through the room with a little more confidence now. I guess I'm a bit relieved that we can communicate at least. Well, kinda. Do you remember anything? You nod once, briefly wondering if it would be better if you didn't. So do you remember me? Of course. Here, we want to go for all endings, so I'm gonna say no out of curiosity. Oh, okay. I see disappointment flash in her eyes. Well, either way, just so that you can still, understand us. Not ideal, but we can still communicate by writing, I guess. Not being able to talk sucks. Good enough. I'm met with this. Let's be real. Try to talk again, but your mouth is just simply ill-equipped for words. All you made were some noises. It frustrates you quite a bit, considering how talking you come so naturally. Sure, there's other methods of communication, like writing and body language, but they rely on having the other person's full attention on you. Not only you're not easy to look at, but it's also uncomfortable, even for you. Sensing your discomfort, your sister looks at you with worry. This sucks, huh? I mean, we can learn sign language, I guess, but it requires me to actually look at you when I talk. Or you'd have to bring around pen and paper or something, I guess. Inconvenient. You're probably thinking it's inconvenient, right? Your sister ever seems to have an idea. Well, if you want something auditory, maybe we could learn Morse code? No, actually, isn't there something else? I don't think Morse code's the best for just 24/7 day-to-day communication. Just let me write something. Wait, I'm sure there is. Let me try and recall. She leaves the room with renewed vigor. Honestly, that could go a whole lot worse. You're a bit surprised at how chill she was about the whole monster thing. A very stark contrast to your parents. But you're glad she doesn't hate you. Now that she's out of the room, you're once again left to your own devices. You hear the clattering of dishes outside. It seems that your sister's doing the dishes. Usually you'd help her make dinner before your parents got home. But should you? I'll stay up here for now. Again, we're going to go for all endings, but I like to try to get the best ending last, if I can. I don't even know. There's like 5 endings. There's 4 left for us. I don't think she'll want me to. I don't think it's quite okay for you to just go out and about just yet. Wouldn't you be uncomfortable with you going out and about like this? She seems quite nice with it, though. Like, she doesn't judge me at all. Get family like that. You wake up some eldritch creature or just some abomination, they're just cool with it. You decide against going out and helping her out. Maybe. Once. Or rather, if they get used to seeing you like this. Instead, you choose to stay in the room. You wait around your room with not much to do. Thankfully, it isn't long for you the front door opening, followed by 2 pairs of footsteps. Incoherent mumbling fills the halls outside, as though there's a clinking of silverware. You wonder if they'd be okay with you eating with them. But probably not. Not after this morning's reaction. Either way, you wait in your room for something. Anything to happen. Some sort of clarity, I hope, on where to go from here. You press your ear to the door, listening in on them in the dining room. Jesus Christ, my parents are horrifying. I hope it's not too scary being home alone with that thing. You did keep the door locked, yes? It's fine, nothing happened. Is that really my brother, though? He's not your brother. No, of course not. Yeah, we don't even know if he understands us or not. It really doesn't feel like him anymore. Is there no way to bring him back? Like, maybe if we just stop. But like, what if we just remind him that he was human? That thing was never human in the first place. Well, alright, Mom. But, Dad, just stop. They ate their dinner quietly, not another word being muttered. It is followed by the sound of a door closing. And then too, you feel even more isolated than this morning. You start to wonder if maybe you should have reached out to your sister or something. You quietly eat your meal, hoping that nothing else will happen. However, you once again feel footsteps approach, heavier this time. You're waiting for a moment, hearing nothing. You creep closer. Curious, you open the door to look. It's your dad. He steps back in surprise, and you close your door in his face in equal surprise. Talk about jump scare. I feel like it was more horrifying than for him. Well, admittedly, that was a bit rude. But he's not exactly in the mood to talk to him either. Besides, he can knock if he wants to talk. But nothing happened. How did you feel about this? Interesting. What a cowardly father. He doesn't even have the guts to face you anymore. Is it disgust? Is it guilt? Or something else? Either way, it pisses you off. You punch your face on the bed, waiting for the day to pass. Your slumber is interrupted with yet another knock on your door. This time, however, it is your sister. Hey, can I come in? Hello, sister. You step away from the door, letting her enter. You probably heard all that, huh? I'm okay now. I've calmed down, I think. Anyway, I did say I was gonna look this up. Yeah, can you find any other people that are going through this too? Oh no, yeah, my communication. And do a piece of paper with some scribbles on it. It's tap code. Easier than Morse code, I promise. Well, less memorization. You just gotta remember AFLQV. You tap according to the designated rows first in the column. So I guess hi would be tap 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 tap. Hi. Tap 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 tap. Hi. Yep, that sounds about right. You're not sure if this is better than just writing, but seems simple enough, if perhaps a bit slow. And of course, no need to fiddle trying to grip a pencil with these armored hands. Got it? Oh, wait. Oh, okay. No, I didn't talk there. They would just be typing it. Oh, you can shorthand, yes, which is K, by the way. K. Isn't that kind of fun? It's kind of like a secret code, isn't it? Well, I guess it really is one. It's a bit slow, but at least you don't have to carry around pen and paper, huh? Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's a good idea. Acronyms are good for this, I feel. I know, right? Now there's a new method of communication. You can ask her some questions if you'd like. Do you ask her anything? Oh god, I want to just talk to my family. I want to see if I can genuinely mend our relationship. But again, we gotta go for all endings, so I'm just gonna say I don't have anything to ask. Ugh. I know. Don't worry, you're getting the best ending last, hopefully, if I do this right. I have no idea how the endings are, though. Thank you. Talk to you later. Oh, good. I'll go back to my room then. See ya. You close the door carefully behind her. You feel relief wash over you after talking to her. At least you have someone you can talk to, and it's chill with, the whole monster thing, I guess. You're glad you reached out to her, and now both of you have found a way to communicate that's not just writing. You can imagine what it would be like to have no one by your side. It's almost terrifying to think of. You once again settle in your bed, reflecting on the things that happened today. You woke up a monster this morning, tearing your way out of your own skin. Of course, your family does not react kindly to this change. Perhaps you've seen this coming. Or perhaps not. Thankfully, your sister seems to react a little better than your parents. She even found a way to communicate with you again, despite your current form. At the very least, it makes you feel a little less alone. You You stew in these emotions as you stare at the ceiling above you. You hope this is just a nightmare. Who knows? Maybe you'll be yourself again tomorrow. You bury yourself under the blankets, as if it was a chrysalis you were desperate to go back in, hoping and hoping, and you could turn back time and end this nightmare. The darkness claims you, or it's a prayer for a time long gone, never quite leaving your mouth. Where did things go wrong? How can you go back? Why did you change? Why did you turn to a monster? The void doesn't answer. I want to go back. I want to go back. You pray fervently, but there is no reply. Once again, you wake up to darkness. Ending 2, Red Dragonflies. That was an ending? Interesting. That's ending 2. 3 more to go. I am curious. I am curious. This is like the very first choice you have here. So like, instead of getting help, what if you just hide? You don't want anyone to see you like this. You scramble towards the bathroom door, slamming it shut and locking it behind you. Oh good, here, wait then. Hurry and get your breakfast, okay? You're walking away from your room and you sigh in relief. You know you can't hide in here forever, right? Anyway, now that you're in the bathroom, what do? Wallow in misery, look in the mirror. I'm quite curious here. If I look in the mirror, can I see myself? No, it's just like, I just look weird. Your curiosity gets the better of you. You approach the sink once more. This time, eyes in the mirror. What looks back at you isn't at all how you remember yourself. I'm just a red being. You were taller than you remember, as if your old skin cling onto you, barely covering the red underneath. Sharp edges and hardened flesh, fleshy masses, all about you can make out of it. It's like staring at an image that doesn't make anything. It doesn't quite extract. You know, you have hands and eyes, something that looks like a mouth that you can open and close at will. That's all you can make of it. Oh, that's just how I look. I thought that was just the arch style choice, but I can't see how I look fully. My mouth, my eyes, and my hands. This is kind of cool. Yeah, this is... Okay, looking at yourself again, you can't help but think this is kind of cool, actually. Maybe you've always had some fascination with the macabre, but you find yourself almost interesting. Like, sure, it's cool in a fucked up way. I almost said it, but like, still cool. Still, you don't see anyone else. You doubt anyone else will agree with you. Okay, now that you're in the bathroom, let's wallow in misery. Well, fair enough, I guess. Picking up realizing you are who you thought you were can't be easy. Are you gonna face your family like this? What would they think of you? Would they love you still? It's hard to tell, isn't it? Still, you can't exactly crawl back to that suffocating pupa now. It's alright, bud. Take your time. Better? Let's get back to it. Anyway, not in the bathroom. Okay, so I think it goes to the exact same thing, right? It's better if you just went out and asked for help. Knock on your room's door, getting your family's attention. It's your mother who gets up first and approaches the door. Hey, everything alright? Did you best to explain to her what happened? Hoping to prepare them for this. And as hovering on the door when you realize that no voice leaves your mouth. You halt. What if we leave the room? Well, there's not much else to do in this room. It doesn't seem like your family is particularly excited to be around you while you look like this. So if you want to leave your room, there's your chance, I guess. Thankfully, your sister has been kind enough to leave the door unlocked. You step out of your room. There's the morning's event still lingering in your mind. After all that, this place no longer feels like home. Where do you go? Let's go to my parents' room. You decide to go into the master bedroom. It's neat, unlike your own disheveled room. On one of the shelves is a family photo during your high school graduation. Looking back at it makes you uncomfortable. To think they turned on your back like that so quickly. They lovingly hugged you like that just a few years before. You understand, of course, that you're no longer that same child they loved and cared for. You can't help wonder if that was all just a lie. But it's undeniable that those years were some of the happiest in your life. You look at the framed picture in your hands and contemplate taking it. Are you afraid of forgetting yourself? Forgetting that you were once human? Do you take the framed picture? Sure, why not? Nostalgia grips you as you hold a picture of your old life. You wish things weren't the way they are now. Why couldn't things just stay as they were? You take the picture with you, hoping that your family does not notice, nor mind. Where do you go from here? Let's go. I don't know what would be in the dining. Actually, I'm curious to just go to the dining area. Can I eat still? Like traditionally? Or can I only eat flesh? You go to the dining area, right next to the living room. The dishes are mostly untouched. No one would be enthusiastic about breakfast after all that. It isn't that you notice the rest of your family have always had a sweet breakfast. You yourself always prefer the more savory kind, with eggs and bacons and hash browns. Have you always been that different from them? There's really not much else to see here. And you don't really feel like cleaning up after the rest of your family. Okay. Living room. You walk past the kitchen to the series of couches next to it. Oh. What is this me? On the sofa, you see the piece of molted skin left behind. Examining it closely, it really looks like you. Well, it looked like you before all this happened, at least. It's a little disturbing. Like seeing yourself in a broken mirror. Except you can feel the texture of the skin and all that. Its face is peaceful. For the most part, if you ignore its torn pieces. How do you feel about seeing yourself like this? Can I... I'm sure this is all a deep metaphor for something, I'm sure, but can I get inside there? Looking at it fills you with a deep longing. If only you were still normal. If only you were still human. You feel regret, having taken away your family's affection for granted. Why can't you just live as a normal and happy family? As a normal and happy child? Why must you transform into this hideous creature? You hold on to the piece of you. Wish you can crawl back into it. But even if you could, your family already knows that you aren't one of them. Still, one can only hope. You hold on to the piece of skin, holding it gently, as to not ruin it more than you have. And that's us just loving our skin. Let's check my sister out. That sounds strange, you know what I mean. Your sister was the only one really kind enough to bring you breakfast. You don't know how long that would last, but you ran out of patience. It was just an impulsive moment of charity. I'll tell how fickle her affection is, but you are still grateful for her help. You enter her room and look around for a little bit. It's tiny, eerily so. She's always been organized, prim and proper. A straight A kid through and through. Found a small stack of sticky notes on her desk. Do you want to write her a note? Sure. Mine, I guess. Even though it was a matter of convenience, so she doesn't need to see you. She'll appreciate her bringing you some food, when even your parents won't. You can write her a thank you note, I guess. You struggle with the pen, unused to the hard surface of your skin. The clawed fingertips don't help either. So you manage to write out a pathetic little thank you, or just thank, and stick it on her desk. With nothing else to do, you walk back outside, right back into my room. You feel uncomfortable going out and about like this for too long, not knowing when any of them are going to come home. So quietly, you slink back into your room to rest. You bring back the framed picture and place it by your bed, feeling only slightly guilty for swiping it. You cannot help but look at it once again, that feeling of longing returning to you the longer you stare. Carrying it as gently as you can, you carry the cocoon in your arms and lay it on the chair by your bed. So I carried my own skin and my family painting. Hopefully they don't have cameras, because that looks horrifying. You're not sure what you're trying to achieve doing this? Perhaps you're a little attached to your past self. Perhaps it's something else. Regardless, it watches you by your bedside. Either way, you lay on your bed, curled like a fetus. Exhaustion takes you as you drift into sleep. You're woken from your nap with several knocks on the door. Groggily, albeit cautiously, you approach the door, opening a small slit. Your sister peeks through. Did you write that note? No, it was the other monster under the house. You nod slowly. You move away from the door, giving you some space. She reaches for your partially eaten dishes, probably thinking of cleaning it up. And then she peeks in again, staring at you for a few moments, unspeaking. It's hard to tell what she was thinking. You wait nervously for her to do something. She throws a glance at the skin you brought back with you. Oh, that's where it was. I was wondering, how did y'all get this? Like, that's my thing. How did y'all have this? Because I woke up with no skin. Was my skin just downstairs? You nod awkwardly before shrugging. You do understand this still. That makes sense. Okay, same thing. So, anyway, I did ask if you could help me with my homework yesterday. You're still gonna help me with that, right? Did you ask that? I'm kind of like a monster right now, sis. Now's not the best time. Wait, what time did she ask that? I don't recall anything like that. She's never asked you for your help with homework before. Actually, yeah, you're a straight A student that's prim and proper. Why would you need help with my homework? Or with your homework? Is she testing you? You tilt your head at the question. Wait, no. It wasn't you who I asked. Oh, that's fine. She smiled at you. A smile that makes you a tad bit uneasy, but you shrug it off. By the way, good to know that you can still, understand us. Not ideal, but we still communicate by writing, I guess. If we load here, and we say... why not? It's just reading through essay, right? She squints at you, scrutinizing you. That's really interesting. That's actually super cool. So it's just a thing of like paying attention. Because if she just try and see if you're her actual brother. So I'm curious, she gonna just go tell our parents, like, that's not him. She quickly leaves the room as if escaping from a beast. Did you say the wrong thing? Not out of the room, you're once again left to your own devices. You hear the clattering of dishes outside. It's your sister's doing the dishes. So what if I go down there now? Try to help her with dinner. Peek out the door. The sound of the door opening obscured by the sound of running water. You wait for a moment, waiting for her to notice. But she doesn't seem to notice. You walk closer and closer. She jumps in surprise when you poke her shoulder, dropping a spoon in her hands. And you too jump in surprise, knocking over a few glasses and eating utensils that were sitting on the counter. They shatter on impact. What are you doing? Just stop. Just go back to your room and wait. You're making this harder for me. Just go. You flinch at her scolding and back away slowly, looking at her apologetically. That's also really interesting. If you ask, like, she just becomes, you don't know her anymore. She just becomes like a dark figure like her parents now. She instead turns away from you and groans. She looks like she's about to cry. You walk back into your room, feeling absolutely terrible. Maybe you shouldn't have done that. She should be able to manage on her own after all. You shrug it off, find your place, plant your face on the bed again. What a day, am I right? You once again sit on your bed, reflecting on things that happened today. You woke up a monster this morning, tearing your weight out of your own skin. You don't hate this as much as you thought. Honestly, it's still one heck of a thing to wake up to. Because your family does not react kindly to this change. Perhaps you've seen this coming, or perhaps not. You stew in these emotions as you stare at the ceiling above you. But no sooner than you start, you let sleep overtake you. You wake up to the sound of knocking. Hey sis, you go up to see your dad open the door, pushing your sister inside with a bunch of things. Breakfast? And you your breakfast. And I guess I'll leave this here too, I guess. Dad wanted you to have it. Place a bunch of books and photo albums on your bedside. She leaves quickly as she enters, leaving you with all these items. Let's eavesdrop. I have so many saves here, it's going to be such a pain to go through. What are they saying about me? Set to eavesdrop before they leave the house to get some context. Lock the door. What? I didn't hear you lock the door. Lock it. What if that thing goes out and rampages? Your doesn't even click with the door being locked. Cool. So, who is he? Why don't you go yourself instead of asking me? I would, but that's it, huh? You're gonna sacrifice me to the monster and go on yourself? It's almost refreshing to hear her so sarcastic against her parents. Missy. Or Micey? I'm leaving. I don't want to talk about this anymore. He's your son. You should be the one taking care of him instead of me. The slam of the door echoes. Missy, you're grounded. Oh, now you're gonna make me stay home with him. Ha! You're a hypocrite. You can barely hear her stomping away. I swear to God, when that kid gets so rebellious. It's all because of that thing. You should have killed that thing when you had the chance. What the heck? You've barely done anything else outside eating and sleeping. What if he could turn back? What if that's really our son? Have you seen that thing? That's not a human. Nothing but a disgusting vermin. Let's just try this first, okay? Well, what a family I have. They quietly leave. You hear the door shutting behind them. Well, what do you want to do? Is crying an option? Maybe. That'd be nice. Can I eat? Take a look at the food. Some store-bought muffins accompanied by the same yogurt and fruits from yesterday. You're really only enthusiastic about the yogurt. You already know how dry and crumbly those muffins are just by looking at them. Still, you take a tentative bite out of it before polishing off the little package of yogurt. Either way, you place the trash in the little trash can in your room before awkwardly washing the plate in your bathroom sink. Surely it's good to use hand soap for this. Not give out much of a choice here. You can use hand soap for dishes, it's fine. You awkwardly set the clean plate somewhere. Now what? So we can still eat human food. Take a look at the items. What are these? Curious, your eyes head toward the various items your sister placed in your room. A photo album. Some of your favorite childhood books. Anyway, now that they're all out of the house, you have the opportunity to look at the items. Photo albums? A childhood photo album containing photos of when you were a baby, up to your graduation a few years ago. It also has photos of your little sister, as well as your parents. And let your curiosity overtake you as you browse through the photos. Baby photos. Photos of you making your sister cry, and a bunch of things from your childhood. There's a photo of your sister crying after you threw plastic bugs at her. Another when you got into a scuffle and ruined her hair. I'm a not very good brother. We were getting scolded a hell of a lot after both of these events. These are school photos with your classmates from your and your sister's yearbooks. You barely remember them save for a few. They've largely left your life now. And although you remember being close to them in your childhood, you can't help but wonder, were you only friends because you were stuck together all day? You completely lost contact with them finishing school. And honestly, you don't really care enough to reach out to them again. You can't help but wonder how they are, though. What are the chances that anyone aside from you turned out to be a monster too? Maybe it's spread in your class. It can't just be you, right? You look at the last page of the album. Your graduation photo is missing from it. It's with you, right here, after all. Kinda cute that you decided to display and frame this one. Or at least you think that if only all this didn't happen, you contemplate putting the photo into the album. After all, you almost feel like it doesn't belong to you anymore. You are sure they'll take back this album once they realize you can't return to how you were before. Nothing will return to how they were before. Not only that, knowing that your dad is still insisting that they can turn you back pisses you off a little bit. What is this if not an effort to remind you of who you were, but in the onus of the transformation on you when you can't control it in the first place? You can't force him to accept, same way that he can't force you to crawl back into your old, suffocating skin. Besides, you'd rather not look at this picture anymore? Done looking, you set the album aside. Now what? What's in the books? You look at the books they left you. Funny, most are children's books you haven't touched in ages. Looking at it gives you a small blast from the past. Looking back, there's a point where you stopped sharing your life with your family. There's a surprise that they only had stuff from when you were a little kid. I am assuming, like, that we're not actually a monster. It's just like kind of a message about how we lost so much of our life and kind of became like a shut-in or something like that. Because we lost all our childhood friends, and it's like how my parents talk about me. Like, my mom said, oh, he was always a monster. Like, I just feel like a disappointment to them or something. Or maybe we're just an actual gigantic monster when you were still a little kid. You wonder when this started happening. It's also quite telling of how they see you. And no more than a little kid still. Did your dad think this is all you're into? You go through the books anyway. Reading through them quick, and you realize, while they're good books, they don't bring you the same joys as when you were a child. It's obvious to see that you've outgrown them. Either way, they do provide a little entertainment while you're locked up in here for the day. You gladly look over the books. They still bring you a measure of joy. But you can't help but feel sad that they're only here in your hands because your dad wants you to return how you were. You almost think that you might appreciate them more if not for the pressure to return how you were. To a time when you were, normal. A good and normal kid. Everyone thinks you're still that easy. Children's books can only distract you for so long. You set them aside, and once you're done looking through them, now what? I suppose I'm done. You're done looking. You vaguely understand that he's doing this because he's hoping for you to turn back human, or whatever. But you're already in the futility of it. You look at the items, feeling only the vague feeling that these were important moments to you before. But now, they're nothing more but cute little piles of trash. Well, you hope they'll take it back later. If anything, you pity him for trying so hard for something impossible. But some part of you longs to go back to how things were. It's just not possible. Yeah, it's like how I was saying, like, I think it is like just kind of, my parents want me to stay their baby forever, and it's kind of that you're just growing up. You set the items aside. Locked in your room. Locked in your, one room with not much else to do. You simply idle about in your room. Sure, you have unfinished businesses, but none of that really matters now, does it? With no one to talk to, nothing to do, and nowhere to go. It isn't so wild thing about running away, right? Still, you take one last cursory look around the room. You look at a piece of your skin resting on the armchair near your bed. Doesn't look much like you anymore. In fact, it barely looks like anything anymore. You almost can't believe that it used to be human. It used to be a part of you. Is it time to let go? Yes, it is nothing but a fragile little shell you can no longer hide in. It easily falls apart under your monstrous hands. You never had a choice in the first place. Its facade quickly becoming unrecognizable. Soon, only one of you will remain. You give it one last goodbye. It slips through your fingers like sand, but you lean in anyway. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and goodbye. The last remnants of that facade is nothing but a pile of white. You open the windows and let it scatter. You look as if they fly freely. The wind and the freshness of the air just beckoning you to leave your gilded little cage. You take a tentative step out, your feet touching the ground outside with a generous thud. The fence is a bit too high to climb, but it isn't difficult for you. It isn't difficult for your claws to dig into them. You tumble outside clumsily. For a second word that someone's seen you. The lushness of the forest and the feeling of fresh air on your skin washes away your worries. The grass on the ground, the crunching leaves all feel so good. Adrenaline rushes in your blood. The twigs and wind bouncing off your heart and skin. When was the last time you felt this free? Your claws, your armor's skin, and your heart all long to be out here. You take your time in the forest and watch the darkness settle as the sun sinks back to the horizon. But as the darkness hits, fear starts to seep in. When you realize, like, oh, frig, I'm not one for the wild. I enjoy my suburban life. The forest is wild and unfamiliar. You know no one, nothing out here. It's about the longing. You do not know if you can call it home. Look back at the fence building, the familiar little cage. It isn't that you realize you have nowhere else to go but home. Carefully climb the backyard fencing, and it's hoping to creep in outside unnoticed. But of course, things are never that easy. Frick, what do you think you're doing, you crazy monster? Oh crap, whoever the neighbor saw him, we're gonna get evicted for sure. Do you realize what you did? Are you insane, going out like that? See what I told you? You can't reason with this thing. It was useless after all. You stupid Jesus, Mom. You're not leaving this place, you parasite. Do you even realize what you just did? Don't you realize they were protecting you by letting you stay here? Why can't you just be grateful? I shouldn't even be surprised. You know better than an animal, after all. Your dad was just passed, tools in hands, selected a term to keep you in no matter what. You went with each hit of the hammer behind you as he boards up the window. What do you think will happen if someone saw you? They'll call the cops, you know. And what do you think they'll do to a disgusting monster like you? Can't be worse than what's happening here. They'll get rid of a monster like you, that's what. You know what? Maybe you deserve it. It's done. Get inside, and this time stay inside. Hear the click of the door, followed by its locks. In the darkness, you can barely see anything. Not even your hands. You can barely see the crack of light from another door. Hear the front door open. It must be Micey. You stick your ears to the wall, listening in. I can't find him. Don't worry about that. That thing came back on its own, and it sure won't be getting out anytime soon. Maybe it would be better if he doesn't come back here. That'd be someone else's problem. And that's... She's right. It didn't help after all. We can afford to lose this house. I told you, it was a lost cause. He's gone. Silence envelops the house as foreboding feeling sinks into you. Mourning for you when you're right here. They've written you off dead. They don't even consider you human, let alone family. There's no longer a place you can belong to. Anywhere else would be better than here. You shouldn't have come back. There's nothing left for you here. It was wrong to come back, you conclude. You need to leave. You need to get out of here. Even the wilderness would be a better place than this suffocating home. They boarded up your bedroom window, and while you can try to pry it open, there's no way they won't hear you do so. There's still a bathroom window, though. Ah, the fools. Sure, it's a little small, but it's your best bet. You feel your way around the darkness, opening the bathroom door as softly as you can. You creep in, the faint moonlight from the bathroom window guiding you. The window's a little high up, but the toilet right below you gives the extra height you need to reach it. You contort yourself to try and fit into the window. The exoskeleton makes it difficult, and the gentle cracking noise alarm you, but you push through anyway. But it is your exoskeleton under the window that breaks. Doesn't matter to you. You already know she won't leave this place uninjured. What's most important is that you get out of here alive. You land with a thud, louder than you expect. You hear the door of your room opening. You run. You keep running. You run until you don't hear the screams anymore. You look past your shoulder. It's becoming smaller and smaller with every step you take. As soon, it disappears from your sight. You look back one last time. A pang of longing hits you. At the same time, relief. The place you called home is no more. But the world is so wide. You'll find a new one. You have to. Ending 4. Runaway. 2 more to go. Oh, what? Wait, what happened? There's a bunch of books and things. WCF. Dude, I have no idea, okay? Is I convinced you can turn back or something? I guess I don't know, man. Lol. I fondly? She sighs, exasperated. Oh, okay, but she get a little extra dialogue if she gives me the thing. You're not scared. So this is where we can just ask her, is she like cool with me being like this? You okay? Am I okay? I'm fine, I think. Or what do you mean? Not scary. Thanks for a second, trying to understand what it is you're asking. Me. Oh, well, I guess it takes some time getting used to, but I mean, I'm fine, I guess. It isn't like you tried to commit murder or anything. That's for later. Fair. Besides, it is kind of cool that my bro turned into an SCP, honestly. Thank God you're in Keter class, I think. What? Oh, but yeah, never mind that. I'm okay. Can't say the same for mom and dad, though. They sure aren't taking it rough. Dad seems to think you can turn back or something. If only. I figured you would have done so if you could. Do parents know anything about this? They don't know? About? Tap. No, I didn't tell them. I don't think they'll be happy to know that I'm talking to you in the first place. Do you want me to teach them? It might make day-to-day easier. I don't know. No, not yet. I don't know. Gotcha. My lips are sealed until you say otherwise. Okay. Oh, that's sweet. Oh, I actually got to help her make dinner. That's interesting, because the only thing I did differently, I was just talking about it. Yeah, I was talking to myself mostly because I was like, I'm just going to cut this part out until I find something new. We actually found something. Do you need something? Go on the kitchen counter and she follows your gaze. You want help with dinner? You nod slightly. Well, sure, I guess. I don't see anything wrong with that. I'd really appreciate if you could help peel and cut the potatoes while I finish washing the dishes for now. Is that okay? I'll use my bare hands. I'm an absolute specimen, sister. Not again, making your way to the kitchen counters. It's a bit hard to grip things with your chitinous skin, this knife included. It feels weird as your flesh no longer adjusts its shape according to the things you grip. Quite the same as your human body did. I guess human beings soft have their advantages. The knife threatens to slip out of your hands many times, but you try your best. You okay there? You should have a quick thumbs up for resuming your struggles. In your nervousness, you shorten your grip on the knife, but the force only causes it to slip from your hands, falling with a clatter. I'll actually say it's the first different thing I've got in a hot minute, I'm telling you that right now. Whoa, that was scary. You okay? You look at her for a second before bending down to pick up the knife, cautiously this time. I didn't realize that you'd have a difficult time grabbing things. Why don't you handle the dishes instead? Sorry for making you go through all that. But glad none of us got hurt. That could have gone badly. You sigh apologetically and do your best with the dishes. Your claws make an awful scratching noise against the plates. I figured that was going to happen. Oh god, that noise. That's okay, just stop. I can't anymore. It's fine. I'll handle this for now. Just go and rest, okay? Kitchen's and you are not a good mix right now. You stumble apologetically and make your way back to the room. Well, that was Swedish. This is when my mom was disgusted at me. He understands us. He probably remembers us. And himself. Isn't this just mean? It's not like he decided to be a monster. And we've all lived as a family for so long. Don't you understand? That thing isn't your brother. And that gives you an excuse to lock him up? Cool. You don't understand how a mother feels. Hey now, both of you. So what are you gonna do? Throw him out just like that after treating him like a son for what, 20 years now? You're gonna kick me out the moment I become anything but your ideal child too? Mercy. I'm going back to my room. Do your own dishes this time. She stomps away, closing her door with a massive slam that scares even you. It's the first time seeing your sister like this, and it's most likely your parents' first time too. That's what you get. What? Well, she got a point, you know. Maybe we should remind him of how he was before. We can stop the... Not you two. That thing isn't our son. You need to wake up. That thing was and never will be our child. You hear your mom walk away from the dining room, followed by the slam of a door. At least in this route, our family kind of cares about us. A little. So yeah, we had an option now. I'm getting rid of these because we just abandon our past hard. The more you look at these items, the more they piss you off. Why it's so hard to accept that you've changed. At this point, even if you could change, you don't even really want to anymore. You've already felt the hatred and violence they inflict on you for being a different person they thought you were. Changing back would change nothing. They already know you aren't who they thought you were. It's all simply becomes a make-believe. If anything, you're almost grateful this happened. At least this way, you know their love was conditional. Oh crap, sorry. Skip twice. If it's so pathetic seeing your dad shove your childhood items that you don't care all that much about. Even more so, making your sister do it instead of doing it himself. What our kids do? Little play doll spawns in a chessboard. What did he think this would do? This might turn back to the good old obedient kid you never were. It's like he never gave a crap about trying to get to know you as a person. That passive of yours, nothing but a mirage. Nope, not buying into this. You're not gonna do as they want you to. You're done being a normal human for him, for your mom, for anyone really. And so adamant about being a monster, you might as well be. You tear apart the books in the album with your sharp claws and sit in the skin. It isn't hard to do. They melt into the force of your hand so easily. Perhaps if you destroy all of it, they'll stop thinking about who you were and look at you instead. Whether they like it or not, this is who you are now. And this, after all this thing, when they board out my bedroom window and I leave and I come back, for some reason you feel like laughing. No, really, they really thought they can keep you locked in here. Remember how flimsy the fence fell under your claws when you escaped earlier? Well, if you're gonna make noise regardless, why not go to the main gate? Fuck this place. You're done playing nice. They literally want you dead. Why were you playing nice in the first place? You ripped through the door with ease. Oh, crap, what do you think? Did I just attack my mom? Did you know? Softer things tend to bend rather than break. They're malleable and can adjust their form accordingly. But none of that matters in your sharpened claws. You sigh when her stupid screaming stops. Then you see a cowardly shadow looming over you. You hear the sound of ringing as something blunt hits you from behind. All you see is red. You already know you're not leaving this place unharmed. You face your cowardly father, shaking like a scared dog as if he wasn't the one who just hit you. He would have laughed if your mouth allowed it. Even with a weapon in his hand, how sharp and pointy you are, it's not hard to find his soft spots. Maybe they're right. Maybe you're a beast, a monster even. You turn to the last living human in this place, her face plastered with fear. To be honest, you had considered sparing her, but her terrified eyes says all that you need to know. A monster. You really are a monster. Why'd you ever think otherwise? Your struggles prove to be fruitful. You exhale. Those first few breaths hurt like heck, but you're breathing, and you're alive. You feel the cold morning hit your wet body. It's cold. In your eyes just to the lights, you see your hands underneath you, massive red with a little piece of skin hanging onto them. But you're alive. That's all that matters. Ending 3, Parasite. Oh, this is something different. So this is when we run away and she cares about us. Are you insane? He's your son. My son is dead. You're serious? You'd really rather have him dead than different. You're insane. You're both insane. It's no use after all. That thing is just... You're both crap parents, you know that? Do you even know how hard it is to raise kids? That's your idea of raising kids, to lock them inside when unexpected changes happen? You're insane. Watch your mouth. Okay, Macy, I'm glad you're actually on my side. You. What are you gonna say, that I'm grounded? Well, guess what, dear father? I'm already grounded twice over. Macy, fuck off. I'm going back to my room. That's right, Macy. Those words are followed by loud sobs and topped off with a massively satisfying slam at the door. One of silence falls through the entire house before tired sighs are heard. You sit in the darkness, ruminating your options. You wait until your parents enter their room as you think about your options. The logical thing to do in this case is to run away, right? But considering how this escalated, you weren't sure if it would be wise to leave your sister in a place like this. Oh, can I take her? But it's not like she can stay with you either. No. You feel your way around the room, finding your way to the wall adjacent to her room. You make a gentle rhythmic tap, hoping to get her attention. Thankfully, she seems to notice and taps back. You okay? I don't know. Why return? Why indeed? Some part of you already knew that you've outgrown this place. There's no space for you here. The home you know and love is long gone. I don't know. Go. It's telling you to escape. Where? Any. You wait for her to say something. Nothing else comes. The house creaks and groans in the night. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's thundering. As you tentatively tap the wall. All right. And that's that then. You pretty much agree with her. You shouldn't have come back. But you're also a little glad you did. At least you get to tell her. Perhaps hearing her tell you to get out of here gives you the confidence you needed to leave for good. Think of your options to escape. You probably tear out the planks from your boarded up window, but that'll make a lot of noise. There's a small ventilation window in the bathroom that you might fit through. You can probably also break the door. That'll definitely get your parents' attention. Asking Macy to unlock it is another option, and definitely the least noisy. Still, where would you go from here? What do you need to bring? Clothes, a ID card, some money too, I guess. Aren't you glad you took that part-time job last semester? Some documents like your birth certificate are outside. You may need to leave without them. Can you run your own place like this? Well, it's worth a try anyway. You reckon even being out here in the wild might be better than staying here. You collect what little things you can carry with you. Near the subtle click of the door, your sister peeks in and gives you a slight nod. Come with me. Well, that was easier than you expected. Please. You peek out looking around. House is dark and empty. No noise from your parents. Granted, it's a little late. Sister throws you a small bag for opening the front door. Peeking into the bag, there's the documents you were missing. How the heck did she even? Marriage date. They should have chosen something a little harder. You've been seeing her more rebellious side these days. You can't even say you're surprised anymore. Was she always like this? I guess that makes sense. Even you stopped sharing stuff with your parents a while back. So, you have plans on where to go? Shake your head. She looks a little worried. You sure you're gonna be okay? You shrug. Well, it's gonna be better than staying here, I guess. But I mean, even if anything happens, come visit, I guess. When they're not around, of course. Honestly, I don't think they'll even look for you. I won't be surprised if an orbit ran the point. If an orbit? Obit? Ran the papers tomorrow. Obituary. You can't argue with that? I don't get what you chose to say. Isn't it suffocating? I can't wait to graduate so I can get my own place and get out of here. Can't believe you chose to stay and live at home when you can get out of college, out of town, and get your own place. Well, don't need to pay rents. No need to pay rents and utilities, free food. You sure again. She's right, I guess. Most people would do that, wouldn't they? If they can, at least. You're probably scared of living alone. Of leaving home. Losing all the comforts of your home and starting again. You probably thought it's okay. Even if you have to play the role of a good normal son every day. But it's not like there's much of a choice now. Not when your own parents want you dead. Either way, come visit me if you need anything, I guess. Mom and Dad would disagree, but mi casa su casa. I'll even leave the windows unlocked for you. But yeah, you better survive until I get my own place, okay? We'll both make it out of here. Yeah, we'll both make it out of here. Saying your final silent goodbyes. You look one last time at the place you've called home all your life. Hear the doors close quietly behind you. You don't look back. Ending 5. And that's a really good picture that kind of sums up the game of like you shedding your larvae, of becoming a more of a person now, not trying to confine to what your parents so badly want you to be, but being your own human being. Of like, because I feel like this ending has the most hope for like both you and Macy. Because if you think about all the other things kind of show, Macy's gonna go through what you're gonna go through. Ending 3 is just accepting that you're this monstrous being, and like all the endings kind of end in something's bad for somebody, or something's worse for you. So I feel like this ending is the absolute best to say, because like it's hope for you that you're gonna be better. You're gonna find a life out there for yourself. And Macy actually could get out of there herself as well, of leaving her and hoping for the best. Leaving home. That's my favorite ending, at least. I feel like that's the canon one because it has the most hope into it and that's like the longest thing. That I feel like this is like kind of the canon one. And this game, you can say, I'm pretty sure that it's kind of given that deep symbolism thing of like, you feel like a monster because of how your parents treated you. Or like how they kept on clinging to like your childhood version of yourself and not accepting you as like, you're a grown adult now, you're 20 years old. Like they're not accepting that this is you now. So they just see you as a monster. But you also can take it even that you are a monster, that you actually transformed like this. Because ending 3 kind of shows that you rip and tear. But ending 3 could also just symbolize that you just killed your family. Like not a monster, you just killed them. But yeah, not always, but I do really believe ending 5 is the canon one, I'd hope. Because it's one like the most beautiful with the most hope. I'm a sucker for good endings. They're just so much nicer. I love this game though. The soundtrack and the character designs were just so awesome. Like, and I know it's mostly just Macy and us and our parents just being like blacked out things, but the dialogue was really awesome. And I don't know, I just love this game a lot. This game was really, I'm glad I played this because I found this on a whim. I can find most of the games on the channel. Anyway, I hope you guys sincerely enjoyed this game as well. This was Imago Dirge. Try it out yourself if you like. I don't know, you kind of seen all the endings, but still, you can try it out. It's fun. And also, just if you don't try it out, check out the creators' page. It's on itch.io. They have so many games, all very different. But anyway, thank you guys all so much, sincerely. I sincerely appreciate you all, and farewell for now.